Hello, thank you for joining me in this video today titled How Do I Get and Stay Involved in My Child's Learning? Help me help my child. Hopefully by the time you finish viewing this video, you will have some nuggets of information that you can take with you immediately. So let's go ahead and get started. There are three questions that I hear the most from parents when it comes to their child's learning. Where do I even start when it comes to helping them? How do I know what to check? My child says he or she is finished with their work. What now? So I do want to say that in elementary school, for those school age children, it's much smoother when it comes to understanding the day to day because they have maybe two, maybe three teachers. Their schedules stay the same throughout the school year. However, in middle school and high school, those students is very, very complicated. It gets much more complicated because there are multiple teachers, there are multiple schedule changes throughout the school year. So before we even begin, hello, I am Dr. Christina Edwards. I am an educator, author, consultant, lifelong learner. You can find me at iCoachTeachers.com, on Instagram at iCoachTeachers LLC, and on Twitter, iCoachTeachers1. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, number one, where do I even start? If I was to ask you your child's teachers' names and the subjects they teach, would you be able to tell me? So, that is most important. Know who's teaching your child. Make sure you're attending open house. A lot of times schools have orientations at the beginning of the year and they have different activities throughout the school year. Check the school website. A lot of times teachers have their own websites. And then check the child's syllabus. The syllabus has a list of the course description. It'll tell you the materials that'll be used for the class and a whole lot of other information. Write down or even take a picture of teachers' email addresses. I will encourage you to make sure that if you have to get in contact with a teacher, more than likely you may want to email them versus calling the school because during the school day, there are a lot of meetings and other things going on. So the teacher may not be able to contact you right during the school day, and their quickest way of communication may be an email address. Know your child's classes. For example, are they in any support classes, advanced classes, drama class? All students have a math class. However, a child may have to have a support math class, which has been deemed from the school. They've looked at scores, gotten some teacher input, and they may have fallen short with their mastery levels when it comes to mastering the math standards. So that support class is exactly what it is. It says it's a support to help level off and help students be successful in their regular math classes. Same thing as an advanced class. If a child has mastered or they are above and beyond the standards for that grade level, they may be pushed into an advanced class that may help them to elevate and enrich them to reach higher levels. Download any grading platform. For example, if there is an app, download it. A lot of schools are using, for example, Infinite Campus, where teachers place in grades and students are able to see their grades, what's being put in, what assignments are going to be scored. You can get alerts on your phone if you download the app, but make sure you're checking with your school to see what kind of grading platform is being used. Also, the learning management system or even Google Classroom. What is that teacher using online to transfer information and material? Also, it is very important to know who is the parent liaison, who's the counselor and the grade level assistant principal. Counselors and even assistant principals, they are usually assigned a grade level. Know who's in charge of your child's grade level. Understand each class's expectations. Once again, know this by the course syllabus. Remember, in middle school, high school, it's a little more complicated because students have more teachers, more classes, which means more expectations. So, Where do you start? You must be in the know. Know your child's schedule. Have students pull up the grading portal so they will understand and you will understand what exactly will be graded. Remember, every assignment that students do will not be graded. Some are skill building, some are practice that'll get students to where they need to be. So everything that they do won't be graded. Help your child become organized. It is a number one factor in in students' lives, organization. Also, ask about their day. What did they do in their classes? So be specific. What did you do in your class today? Did you work with a group? Did you work with a partner? Did you participate? So make sure you're staying in the know. Number two, how do I know what to check? Number one, read the instructions and expectations together and review their work. For example, I gave students an assignment where they had to write a page. It had to be double spaced, Times New Roman, 12 font. However, when the students submitted their work, it was a paragraph. Actually, it was half a paragraph. So did that student receive their credit, full credit? No, they actually received 50%. So if that child was at home and a parent asks, well, did you finish that work? The student will say, yes, I'm done. And in fact, they may be done according to them. However, if that parent had asked, let me see those instructions and let me see your work, and if they compared the two, the parent would have known, no, you did not meet expectations. That is not what the direction said. Number three, look over any class notes, anything online on Google Classroom, any kind of learning management system the district is using, any kind of handout or any kind of handwritten notes. Make sure you're looking over that so you know what is going on in the classroom. Once an assignment is graded or feedback is given, make sure you're allowing the child to explain to you their score. If there's a rubric, have them explain, look at my work, and measure it against the rubric. And number five, math. That is not my best subject or not my strongest area, but still have them explain how they got their answer. As they're talking to you about their answers and going through explaining their work, they may find something that they did wrong or they may find something that they need to do right. So have them explain to you. Additionally, if students did well on their assignment, excellent. That means they're mastering the standard and or they're meeting the expectations. But if they did not do so well, I always have parents in the past who have emailed me, well, what happened? I don't know. Can you tell me more? First, you should go to your child. They'll be able to tell you if they did not understand, or maybe they did understand, but they made careless mistakes. So ask them first. If you can't get an understanding of what they're saying, sure, email the teacher, feel free. Also, check the grading portal weekly. You want to check it to make sure that your child is turning in all assignments as expected. And also check for submission. And that's a biggie because some students are really doing their work. However, they're not submitting it. So make sure that you're going back and looking, did they press submit? Also, something to remember, progress reports versus report card. A progress report is just a snapshot of what's in the grade book right now. It usually is mid-quarter, so you can see what is in the grade book. However, the report card is that final grade. So you should never have a report card and be shocked at your child's grade if you're checking everything weekly. So number three, my child says she is finished with their work. What now? So it seems like nowadays teachers aren't giving as much homework as they used to. A lot of times, homework becomes unfinished classwork. So what do you do when your child says, I am done? Do you believe your child should be doing something constructive versus playing video games or playing on their phone? Hey, me too. Just because they are finished with their schoolwork does not mean school has to stop. So you can still give them assignments outside of schoolwork. For example, I am an advocate for anything that has to do with reading. So let's look at the impact reading has per day. If a student is reading 20 minutes per day, he or she will be exposed to at least 1.8 million words per year and is more likely to score in the 90th percentile on standardized tests. However, look at the student who reads for 5 minutes per day at 282,000 words, and they're likely to be in the 50th percentile, and then a student who reads 1 minute a day who will be exposed to 8,000 words and be more than likely in the 10th percentile of standardized tests. So reading is so important. What should your child read? Anything. Articles, magazines, newspapers, books, comic books. Have them read, and don't just have them read and say, okay, you're done, your time. Ask questions. Have them explain. Describe the character in the story. Summarize the article or the chapter they read. Give an example of someone they know who is like the character in the book. So at the bottom of this video, you will see other links they're printable, that you can keep with you. So as your child reading, you can make sure that you're asking those questions either during reading or even after reading and even before reading. There are also some other fun activities that you can do at home with your child when it comes to different subject areas. For example, you may want them in math or science. You may have them, if you have to go grocery shopping, sure. Have them budget. Have them weigh the produce. Make sure they're estimating costs. Anything in the kitchen, if you're cooking, they should be cooking too. Have them measuring things. Have them whipping up a dish. If they're watching any kind of sports, okay, fine. Monitor, track, and then grab the stats from the game. Anything around the house, let them build something. Build a bird feeder. Create slime. That's fun and messy. Create a volcano. Also, for subjects like English language arts and social studies, writing is always good to do. Write a fairy tale. Set a theme and have them make a collage. Have them watch a 30-minute sitcom and then identify the conflict, describe the main character, what's the plot of the story, the climax. Have them create a map and map their way from, let's say, home to school or home to a relative's house, or even have them to journal. So these are some very important and key points that help you help your child. So thank you so much for listening. Once again, my name is Christina Edwards. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comment box, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks.